Hello everybody and welcome back. This is the second video in a two-part series where we walk through the installation and upgrade of Cisco Unified Communications Manager. Now if you didn't watch the first video, I recommend going back and watching that because we went through installing the required COP files as well as running the pre-readiness upgrade check. Now in this video, we're going to go through and finally upgrade from version 12.5 to version 14. After we do that upgrade, we're also going to run the post-upgrade check to make sure that everything went smoothly during the actual upgrade of Communications Manager. Now, if you like this video and you found it helpful, don't forget to like it. And if you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button as well. All right, now let's get started. So to get started, very similar to what we've done in previous videos when we've installed the COP files, we want to log into the OS administration page. In the OS administration page, we're going to want to go to software upgrades at the top and then install and upgrade. This next page is where we're going to select where we're going to pull the file from, whether it's going to be a CD, DVD, remote file system, or the local file system. The two things that I want to call out here are at the bottom of the page under upgrade options. The first is to continue upgrade after download, and the second is switch version after upgrade. Now, if we select continue upgrade after download, means we're going to upgrade to version 14 after we download that file, after we download the upgrade file. If we leave it unchecked, it'll just download the file, and we're going to have to initiate that at a later time, either through the CLI or through the user interface here. The second, switch version, means that after the upgrade, I will switch version immediately. So we'll go right to 14 after the upgrade. If I leave that unchecked, it's going to basically say, I'm going to reboot to 12.5, and you're going to have to initiate that switch at a later time and date. Here, we're going to select the specific UCM file that we want to upgrade from. As you can see, we have all the pre and post upgrade checks. We're going to select that specific file and click next. And this will actually begin the upgrade to version 14 from 12.5. Now, as we move along with the download and the install here, one of the things that I want to point out is that during the upgrade process, CUCM will reboot a number of times. So I would advise planning this during a maintenance window, just because you don't want to interrupt production service while going through the upgrade. Now, the next big question is, how long is this going to take? It all depends on how large of a deployment you have. It could take anywhere from an hour, hour and a half, to a few hours to go through the entire install and upgrade. Once we get to this part, there's really nothing else left for us to do other than to sit and wait for it to run and finish upgrading. So at this point, I recommend grabbing a cup of coffee, watching your favorite movie, and by that time, we should be upgraded and ready to go. So at this point, we see that the system upgraded successfully. The next thing we want to do is log into the CLI with our admin credentials. And once we're in here, we're going to check the version to make sure that it did, in fact, switch versions from 12.5 to 14. But we're also going to run the post-upgrade check just to make sure that there's nothing wrong and everything upgraded successfully. Once we get logged in here, we're going to do a show version to make sure that it did in fact switch from version 12.5 to 14. We actually want to do a show version active, and that's going to show us the active version that's currently running on CUCM. So we see that it in fact did upgrade from 12.5 to 14, and that's what's running here. The next thing we're going to do is the post-upgrade check, and that ensures that nothing went wrong during the actual upgrade and there's nothing that we need to fix. So we're going to do a util system upgrade initiate. Again, very similar to how we did the pre-upgrade check. And we'll get a warning here that it only accepts COP files ending with SHA-512, and that's part of the reason we went and we had to install that SHA-512 COP file. You'll see we're going to choose one for SFTP. We're going to leave everything at the default. We're going to say no to the download and no to the upgrade, and we're going to wait while it validates the file, and we're going to see what files we have available to us. And you'll notice that the pre-upgrade check isn't there. And remember, that's because in this version, we're only supporting files that end with cop.sha512. So we're going to select the post-upgrade check, and that's going to run, and we're going to check to make sure that the MD5 and the SHA-512 hash match. It does, and we're going to go ahead and begin running the post-upgrade check. This should only take a few minutes, and once this finishes, again, we'll be able to see what passed, how many tests were run, what passed, what failed, and what we need to do going forward. So as we can see at the top there, I'm going to scroll up here. We ran a total of 13 tests, 8 were passed, 2 warnings, and 3 failed. Now, very similar to the pre-upgrade check, we have the file, the report we can go ahead and look at. So we're going to do that to see what exactly passed, what failed. So we're going to view that file. As we can see here, we passed the database sanity check. Where we failed was the cluster database status. The subscriber was not authenticated. That's going to be because the subscriber is actually shut down right now. So once we boot the subscriber up, that'll go ahead and fix that problem. Network status, it looks like we had a DNS issue there. No big deal. We can, again, the DNS server is shut down right now, so that's why that failed. And just kind of looking through the other tests that were ran. And again, as we get to the end of the file here, it just reiterates total tests, passed, failed, and any warnings that we had. And that about wraps it up. And we can also, if we wanted to, we can jump into the web UI and go back to the OS administration page. And this will actually show us also another area to verify that we in fact did upgrade from version 12.5 to 14, because once we log in here, it's going to show us that we're running version 14. But that's it. That's upgrading CUCM in a nutshell. And yeah, there we could see version 14 there at the top. Just as a quick recap, in this video, we went through and we did the upgrade of Communications Manager from 12.5 to version 14. After that, we went through and ran the post-upgrade check to make sure that everything went smoothly during the upgrade and if there was any issues or failures that we needed to address. Now, if you didn't watch the first video of going through the COP files, I definitely recommend going back to that. I have it linked in the description below. But thank you all for joining. I really do appreciate it. And if you found this helpful, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe for more content. Thank you all, and we'll see you in the next one.